After all, I remember seeing you on the ultrasound in the doctor's office. I remember getting the call at Gretchen Trigstad's house at what felt like the middle of the night for my dad, saying that yes, indeed, I had a baby sister. And the family lore is that I quite smugly said, I knew it. And I remember so much of your life and sitting in our new house and teaching you to read and picking you up from school and taking you back when you forgot your homework. And I remember giving you all kinds of advice. And I remember giving Mom and Dad quite a bit of advice too, because after all, there were some times that I felt like we really needed to sit down and have a little talk about how they could better parent our little girl. Don't think I'm not looking at you. And in all of this knowing and anticipating, I still somehow didn't realize on the day almost 7 years ago when we were sitting out under the stars on the rocks on Squirrel Island right before my wedding, when Erin started talking about this guy who she had just started dating, and she said, it's so weird and I kind of don't believe it, but I just think this is the guy I'm gonna marry. And I know that that's a line from a movie somewhere, but she really said it. And I really thought, okay, you know, there's a lot of emotion around weddings. That doesn't mean that this, but here we are, 7 years later, and she did it. I always knew that I was gonna have a baby sister, but somehow it didn't ever occur to me that she was gonna grow up. And that I would be here with my sister, who is a beautiful, sophisticated, independent, somewhat over-interested in planning woman, and now a wife. To this person who I have to say, Nate described far more colorfully than I can, is absolutely perfectly matched. And if this is any indication about how I'm going to feel when my little girl is getting married, I'm sorry, Tessa, already. So I have to give her some credit, because when I was trying to figure out what I was going to say today, Tessa just summed it up. She said, you know what you should say? You should say, you're my sister. You're nice. And I love you.
Thank you, Kathleen. And now a few words from the father of the bride, Mr. Timothy McCormick.